Alright. I mean, it's standard and it's mono green, so your options aren't crazy, but I do like the ability to shuffle in your graveyard, or shuffle your graveyard back in, so you don't lose to milling having cast this 20 times, because it's in standard. Um, that's interesting. I also like this card, because it's basically free with your commander. And it's standard, so I think Ouroboreid is probably fine. Historic, it's just way too slow. Same with these funny things, like these two. What was the other one? Yeah, these two. You just play lands and. Oh wait, this is a little different. This is not just landfall. Yeah, you have to do stuff to get things. I don't think I've ever actually played this card, but it's funny and I like it and I want to play it. So this seems like the best place to do it. Same with this thing. It's very slow, uh, but when it gets going, if they don't kill it, it run out of control pretty quickly, I suppose. Standard does have a fair amount of sweepers in it. I might want more graveyard hate because it is standard, and we've seen a lot of graveyard things, but I'd have to make room for that. I don't know where I would. Scavenging Ooze is in here. Could play more, though, like Ghost Vacuum. Especially when your own creatures die, you can exile them to the vacuum. But for now, let's just do this. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I guess I could tap Kona with a vehicle. There's also Enduring Vitality. And I think Springleaf Drum, is that in standard? Cannot do my quest. Well, best possible start here, but I don't have a good follow-up. That's actually tremendously bad that I don't have another card here. Okay, let's do land. I was kind of hoping they would. Well, I guess that's fine. Ouroboreid is a problem. I think I'd rather just play this because it is a threat that creates lands and mana and all that jazz. Like if it dies, I'd still ramp. Okay, let's play Lumra? Actually, let's swing here, see what happens. That's weird. I guess I'll get rid of Summon Fenrir. So... swing with these. Well, they need a board wipe. Alright, they didn't have a sweeper. Well, a Ketramos player that just didn't have a board wipe. And they lost. Do I play the familiar? Okay, I guess my opponent makes my choice for me. That makes it easier on me. Probably would play the familiar, though, first. Okay, well, I guess they picked the one I probably wouldn't have played first. But it doesn't matter too much. I'm sure they just take one, kill the other. This is a wizard? I thought it was like a clown or something. Oh look, they took one and killed the other. Let's play the only card I can. It's not a great counterspell target, like the opponent agrees. Well, if they have a counterspell. I also don't lose the game if it gets answered, which is nice. I don't necessarily need anything it's giving me. It's nice to have, but not necessary. Still one card in my graveyard. Alright, let's name Elemental. Always love to see that. And always just cast it again. Maybe I just play the Sire instead of the... I actually kind of like this here. Because then it lets me cast this Skullspore Nexus, and then their commander doesn't, like, discard a bajillion things. Also, if they play it, I have a board state that basically has to be answered. So, maybe they just can't cast it now if they had the ability. What does that do? Oh, right, it picks up a spell. Okay. I think I can pretty easily swing here. Oh, I should have played this first to see what was on top, maybe. Cracked my land too quickly. It doesn't matter. We're just swinging. Seven, 8, 9. So there must be a board wipe, otherwise this double block doesn't seem worth it. Because they wouldn't die if that happened. Am I going to play the Lumra or this first? I think we could just play this. Yeah, because again, if there is a sweeper, we just get a giant token with the Nexus, and I'm going to get the lands out of my graveyard anyways, so... We get a, was it an 18-18? Yeah, we could take out Craterhoof, probably. All the things on my deck are giant threats, so it's not like I have a bunch of smaller things that could silently just blow up my opponent's face. What is this? Alright, there's the cover-up. Fortunately, they can't hit Forest, because I just got them out of my... I got them out of my thing there. What did they take? They took Summon Bahamut. Okay, they're probably not anticipating me to take out of my own graveyard anyways. Just take whatever. It's reasonable. They might have forgot about the token. Why was it a 31 though? Is it total? Whenever one or more non-token creatures die... Oh, okay, never mind. It was just, they can't... A sweeper doesn't save them at all. Yeah, I don't care about either side of mental bending. At all. I think this is the very first player we played against. I don't have a 1-drop, but I guess I'm on the play, and they won't always have haste every time. I think I have to play Archdruid's Charm. I don't think there's really anything else to concern myself over. Sure. I have to play Archdruid's Charm. Get a land and then just kind of hope Lumer's big enough to not be reasonably dealt with. I have not earthbended a fetch land before. Oh wait, yes I have. Yes I have, just not in standard. We get Fabled Passage. Ugh, why do you show up now? Alright, how do you beat this? It's too big for their commander to deal with, and it's probably never going to get killed from this deck, ever. I also have infinite 4/4s now. I don't need the analyst to live. I don't think there's anything Roxanne can do from here. This is usually the losing position. When the shocks aren't good enough, this deck struggles heavy. Like super heavy. Yeah, I just completely dunked on him. I don't have the bracelet, but I guess I could have went for the bracelet. It doesn't really matter, though. It just doesn't matter. I'll play this, even though it can die to Roxanne. Again, I hardly think that matters. There's just no card in this deck that does anything from here. Should probably kill the Bristlyville. Oh, I guess not. Oh, they can kill two. Yeah, it's got haste. Yeah, this Roxanne is really good, but it has to be able to do... The shocks have to be decent. If the shocks aren't decent, then this struggle's heavy. It doesn't do really... This is actually very strange. I've never seen that in Roxanne. Not super familiar with this in Standard. There's not like a boatload of crazy busted enchantments, but there's still some pretty good things to do, I'm sure. Like the mono green thing. Do I play my commander, or do I play something more intimidating next turn? I don't think I want to play my commander next turn. I'd rather just have, like, this ticking away. Wow, they just took it? That's crazy. Alright, if they're gonna just take it, I'm gonna cast this now. I didn't expect them to just take that. I thought they would trade. I feel like I would always trade there. Alright. I mean, there has to be an O-ring effect or something, otherwise not trading is weird. Oh look, a removal spell. Crazy. Okay. Tifa is not inherently lethal next turn, but it can be. Not very likely, though. If I were to untap with it, let's say. Okay, well, it gets answered anyways. What do you do? Alright, can we stop having O-rings? That'd be great. I guess at this point I'll crack this thing. So, lead with my commander? I could swing with the turtle first. 5, 6. They just took it. Okay. I guess they had to, huh? I mean, it's a Una deck. There's not really going to be a sweeper in it. Is there a busted enchantment? No, not that I can see. There's an O-ring in there, but I don't... Is that enough? Maybe. I don't think it matters what land you target. There you go. They have to take my commander, which is nice, because I can get that one back. Let's go here, actually. Maybe I can find something. Not quite. Find something here? No. Well, that's unfortunate. Lotus Cobra? What are you talking about? Tifa would have probably been lethal there, oh yeah. How do they deal with the Sire? Alright, get Schmieda. I was about to say, this is standard, so Yuna doesn't have, like, a metric boatload of crazy enchantments. Let's put back the Chocobo. That's fine. I think I'm going to play the Omen Path instead of the Ice Till. Because it's hard for a mono black. It's basically impossible for a mono black to do anything about this. Okay, let's play this. Okay, they just didn't kill it before I got the land? That's weird. This is why I didn't want to cast it last turn. Alright, so I have infinite mana. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it depends what the Omen Path finds. So I can summon Bahamut whatever I want. Fortunately, this is like the scariest card in my deck, so they can't steal it now. I suppose I have to kill the Darkness Crystal. It's like not even close. Can this steal lands? If it can, they didn't steal a land. If that was what was possible. Nine mana Vindicate does not feel very good, but that's all I have. I have to do that, pretty much. Summon Bahamut is almost always just a 9 mana Vindicate, which feels awful. I'm not gonna lie, every time I play it. Very rarely do you untap with it. Okay. So I can cast Luma like pretty much every turn until the point in which I run out of mana. Actually no. Actually yes. It is lethal, so they have to like do something basically every turn about it in some way, more or less. They can gain 4 life, actually. They gain 4 life, sure. Just in a way I wasn't anticipating. I'm gonna actually draw. I'm not gonna crack these first. Let's go ahead and play you. Draw a card. Mossborn. That is a good reason as to why I did not crack these fetch lands. And I think I'll play this because it's a creature that kills them that can't die to a sweeper. Instead of the Ouroboros. And now let's swing. I'm not going to give this unblockable. I don't really care if they gain some life. Unless it was lethal. I wouldn't care, and it's not lethal anyway, so. They have not played either card that Wrench stole. I guess I could deduce what they are when I search with my card, my fetch land. Suppose that is possible here. Alright, they take what, like 11 or something? Yeah, I'll take that much here. I could deduce what it is, but that's like time consuming. I mean, if it's a giant threat, it doesn't really have much to, like, it can't really find a window to cast it, right? Okay, what the heck does that do? Scry 2. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card, and you can cast it for free. Okay. Let's go ahead and win the game. There's just no way they can do anything here. Yeah, there's just nothing they can do. Okay. I mean, they only have 1 mana. Oh, that's not true. That is not true. That is just not true. Okay, yeah, they can scry 2 and find something. But it is lethal if they don't find something, so. Okay, it wasn't on top. Random roll. 1 time. What is it? What do we got? Okay, that's not it. Rip. Yep. Get schmeed. Do I get to see those cards? I think they stay face down. Yeah, they stay face down. That's kind of lame. Morph cards have to reveal themselves, but not these. I don't think I can, right? Oh, maybe I can. Let's get rid of you. Maybe I can keep this. We'll see really fast. Of course. Why not? But I could maybe make it so there's 2 creatures in play they can't deal with. If my opponent was on the play, the game would have literally been over already. Alright, they're both too large to die to this a non-hasted Roxanne. Okay, good sign. Ooh. I think I just leave up Archduous Charm. We're done casting creatures. I think we're done casting creatures, yeah. We're just chilling. Yeah, we're leaving this up. We got the stats, so now it's up to our opponent to do something about that. Damage isn't from this creature. All damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents are dealt to this instead. What? Counter kill? They have an 8/20. I have too much stats for them to kill my creatures with that. Okay, that was a pretty nice draw. It lets me cast this and then play this. And then there's just nothing they can do. I don't think there's anything they can do here. Like, you can have all the mana in the world, I just don't think they can stop this. Again, if the Roxanne shocks don't work, Roxanne looks not great at all. Still, another really weird card in a Roxanne deck. Just another really goofy card. I kind of anticipate a bunch of ramp spells. I mean, that's... They did play Beanstalk. Well, Beanstalk makes sense, because Roxanne is the thing you cast over and over. Yeah, they didn't even use the treasure tokens. Okay, they're using it now instead, I guess? Oh, maybe not. What could you possibly have here? Whether there's 10 or 20 treasure tokens, that doesn't matter. Why does it have crater? Yeah, this is a weird Roxanne. Actually, the other Roxanne list I was playing against is also strange, so... They have to block, 2 of them. They have to at least block 2 of them. So leave him with the Crater Hoof Behemoth? 5, 12, 17. Yeah, because the counters on Bristly Bill are more dangerous than the 5/5 that is a Crater Hoof. So I should let the Crater Hoof live. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Oh, they're indestructible anyways, never mind. Just couldn't do that. So, if Roxanne doesn't have haste or anything, I think we're just chilling. Cool. We did it. Alright, well, another Roxanne deck with a bunch of really weird stuff in it. Again, I think the best way to play it is only just have Roxanne and then a bunch of ramp spells to get it, and haste enablers, so it can swing with haste. They had probably the strangest line to live as long as possible, and it just still wasn't good enough, right? Like, you're not going to come back into play. You probably had the best thing you could have, right, in terms of suddenly having blocking stats, and it still just wasn't good enough. Yeah, very strange cards here. They cracked the treasures instead of spending mana to cast this on purpose. I don't really know why. Let's say they tap these 3 lands instead. They would have more mana with that card they draw, but Like, there's not much they could possibly, like, would haste kill me? It'd be another 6 damage. No, not even haste would kill me here. Yeah, it's so hard for rocks. It's almost impossible for it to come back when it's behind. But this is why I went with this, is because once we're out of shock range, they probably just fall too far behind and can't do anything. I could have maybe cast this a turn earlier, and then like I could have swapped that in the Archdruid's Charm. That might have been a good idea. Maybe. I really don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Oh, play the land after? Sure. But then I can't... I'm swinging with way less, though. It's not swinging as a 24. Can it even swing at that? Oh, I guess I could swing, because there's no way I'm ever respecting the thing my opponent did that game. Like that flashing thing. So I could have done that. But still, I swing with less stats in combat. And it doesn't really matter that much, because I'm trying to force my opponent to block. I think I'll cast the Journey if I untap with the Cub. I think I cast the Journey here. And I won't grab tapped lands? Because I really don't want to hit a tap land. Oh, maybe I should anyways. No, the game is not about 3 turns or like 40 turns. We're just not grabbing tap lands. This game is not about that. Oh, the first time. Are you saying the turn I played it? Okay, yeah, okay. So then I gave my opponent... Yeah. I see what you're saying. If I had a land to play, then yes. Which I think I did, so that was a mistake. A mistake I did not catch. This is a pretty cool card, too. It's doing everything I want. Yeah, I could think about that one. It gets trampled, right? Does it get trampled? It does, okay. Alright, they do kill that. They kind of had to kill that for the game to continue. So, this is that spot you never want to be in against this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose I'll play this. I could play this, actually, and then they just can't kill anything I do and have to go face with the Roxanne. That feels kind of bad. For the Roxanne deck. I don't imagine I'm playing Tifa, so let's go ahead and not do that. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 land in the graveyard. I will have obscene amounts of stats here. They can't kill this land, although they probably should anyways. Yeah, so it's out of the way. You're going to probably have to kill it at some point. Can I play this and also do crazy things? No, I can't. I do get a 4/4, but that's not that exciting. Yeah, it's not that exciting. Okay, now I'll cast Tifa, because if they swing with Roxanne to kill Tifa, we're just big chillin'. How do they beat the... How do you beat Lumra? That's my main question here. I now have a lot of 4/4s as well. Or a fair amount of 4/4s. And again, if Tifa lives, that's also SpaghettiOs. Which means they have to, like, Sudoku Roxanne. This would be getting 2 more lands if I kept them. Okay, so they found a way to do it without losing Roxanne. But this is a good sign. That means they're not swinging with it. 4, 5, 9, 10. Not enough stats to block either. Glorious. Alright. Let's go here. Let's play this. It's not lethal, so I'm not going to make Lumra unblockable. Yep. Like I said, it's Once Roxanne shocks, this is like the 5th time it's happened today. Once the shocks don't do anything, you're just kind of SOL and you can't. You're not going to play back to the board. This looked like an actual Roxanne list that has all the 1 and 2 mana ramps. Well, mostly just 2 because it's standard other than Llanowar Elves. The 2 and 3 mana ramp spells, and then you cast Roxanne. Sometimes you got a haste enabler in the mix somewhere. Okay, I guess. 2, 4, 6. What is this? Emmet. Okay. Do you have Spell Pierce? No. Let's play around that weird quenchy thingy. By all means, counter this card. Oh. I played these in the opposite order to play around the 2 mana soft counter. I don't care about the first counter. I mean, I don't really care about a lot of counters that this could potentially give me. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this actually flip. Curious what that looks like here. They discard Chart a Course. They discard land. 4 land ramp. No, I have to play this. Am I swinging? I'm not swinging. I'm going to force my opponent to kill Bristly Bill, which is nice because then the turtle doesn't die. Well, the rest's not great against green decks. I don't even know what this does in Standard. About to find out, I suppose. Will 2 destroy each other permanent? Sure. I mean, they're getting there. Opponent is slowly getting there. Slowly but surely. Top 3, return a creature. Sure. So let's do this. Man, I really wish I had an untapped land. That is just so bad that I don't have an untapped land. How did I not have an untapped land here, bro? So, do I cast this as a creature? No, I think I just plot it. I mean, I can block their commander. Maybe that's actually fine. I don't really think I need that. You know what? I'm gonna play it as a plotted thing. I don't care. Swing with your commander. Oh, yeah, this is standard. Still haven't seen a nuclear bomb or anything. They can flip it now, though, right? Yep, they found the card count to do as such. The fact that I missed a untap last turn is, like, nightmarishly awful. Now I'm just, like, exceedingly far behind, I feel. What if I cast... That's stupid. No, that's stupid. Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to cast the Baylofts and not my commander here. This is partly why. Okay, they didn't block. They could have just simply blocked that. That's interesting. I feel like it was fine to just block that. Alright, it's a 6/6. During your turn, you can play cards from your graveyard if a card was talking about. So no. Removal spell, random thing. Yeah, nothing in the graveyard that is disgusting here quite yet. Oh no, my Primeval Bounty that I can't cast. Does that exile it? No. Can cast my commander next turn. The Malcolm is actually more scary than anything else currently. Rather unfortunate. Okay, I feel like that's already done its job. Alright, let's not have Malcolm scam me, please. I could kill the Oculus instead of Malcolm with the Summon Bahamut. That way the Oculus exiles another 6 cards if they want to cast it again. But I think I can just beat that stat line. But maybe I can't. I don't know. I think I have to play Summon Bahamut, which is kind of feels bad here. Do I have to play Summon Bahamut? I think I do. And I think I just have to kill the Malcolm and accept the stats. I'm not going to Sudoku my turtle. Am I? I could Sudoku the turtle. Turn it into a land. That's about as good as I can ask for from it at this point, I feel. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It'll be the legendary game that we actually untap with Summon Bahamut for once. Maybe it'll happen here. Nope, of course not. Well, that's beautiful. Didn't expect that. Did not expect that at all. Wow. Alright, well, what do you got? I have 2 creatures I can block. Well, nah, I really only have 1. I can spam cast my commander as well. They are making 2/2s each turn, and I am at 12. This is not the right time to kill Lumra. I don't think it is. Maybe it is? I don't know. I feel like that was not right. Alright, there are no more lands to find. I don't think the turtle attacking is worth it at this point. I'm going to get poked to death. This one's going to poke me to death, isn't it? Okay, there's nothing in the graveyard to reanimate on their end. Draw a card, commentators, player, short. I can just swing with Luma. How big is this? All creatures in all graveyards. So I can shuffle my own graveyard and they lose that. Mill 3, library has no cards in it. Exile this and put 5. Okay, that's unbelievably strange. Exile this enchantment. Okay, that's odd. I drew probably the worst thing in my entire deck. Yep, it's not even a land that taps for mana. It's truly the worst thing I could have drawn. Swing with you. Like that. And they can't block with the Semophage. I think I cast and then I shuffle. Oh wow, I actually hit a land. Okay. Didn't think that was going to happen. I don't have many, like, crazy top decks if I do shuffle. Do I have to shuffle? What am I looking for? I shuffle in a lot of really bad cards, I feel. But the remaining cards, well, if I knew them off the top of my head, I guess it'd make my choice easier. I think I'm just going to shuffle. Whenever you commit a crime... My card to your graveyard... Okay. They don't deck out because of this extremely strange card. You're going to keep mill 3, then if your library has no cards, exile this and put 5 cards in your graveyard. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, unfortunately none of these lands tap for, or find a land, but I could sack one of them for the turtle. Okay. All right. Well, you know, sometimes I don't know how to play the game. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie. I can just do that. Sometimes I'm just dumb. Sometimes I'm just dumb. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. I don't know how long that was there. Was that there the whole time? Please tell me it wasn't. Please tell me that wasn't there. Did I get this at the very end? Was that the last Lumra trigger? I think it was. Please tell me it was. Oh my goodness. I completely forgot it was. This was one of the reasons I took out Craterhoof Behemoth. Because board states like this, eventually I can just bloop and then slam. Yeah, I want to see my opponent's deck. That was why I did that. So we did stabilize. It's just so ridiculous. I'm so thankful I looked down and oh man, I'll never forget you, Rogue's Passage. I'm sorry. Whoops, that would have been really depressing. Anyways, so they can't really sweep the board. I feel like that might not be a good idea, but I'm too distracted. I can't believe I didn't see this. Oh, I can't believe I didn't see that. Anyways, so yeah, we staved off the Oculus, and I think the Oculus was really the only problem, and it was between that and Malcolm. As it stood, as it panned out, I think it would have been better to actually kill this, from what I saw, because Malcolm casting free spells isn't really a big deal at this point. Especially, all it really does is just draw. Yeah, I mean, at the time I was more intimidated by the Malcolm, but this was more reasonable, I think. They could recast Malcolm anyways with this, actually. Seems like a non-game. How many mana rocks are in standard? I'm gonna play Chocobo instead of anything else. How do you have something here? What? Oh, okay. I was about to say. How do you have something here? That's crazy. This is colorless. Get out of here. What is this? Instant ramen? Okay. I forgot I was not playing Magic the Gathering. Alright, let's play that. Counter. Counter. I mean, this has to be my best line, right, to win? Alright, they're dead next turn. We beat Ujin, but do we beat the rest of their deck? That they could potentially do something here, I don't know. Eden? Seat of Sanctum? Is that the... I don't know if I'm playing that. Oh, I win. Alright, get wrecked. What does that do? It doesn't really do much. I'm just gonna play this. I did not mill any lands. Great. They still have to probably kill this? Sweet. I'm gonna actually make 2 of these instead of cast the beanstalk here. You're gonna kill both of them? Well, killing only one of them is kind of weird, isn't it? Sure. Why didn't you just kill the thing that let me cast it? It's a little weird, isn't it? I feel like it is actually incredibly weird. Well, that's a huge problem for this deck. Oh wait, can I play this first? Of course I can't. Well. Alright, time to crack 26 fetch lands. I could have played it, actually, with the forest land instead. There you go. How do you deal with this? They've cast nothing but removal spells, so... Okay. It's only red mana, it's not black. I refuse to believe you could do something about this with just red mana. Beautiful. Alright, so... win the game with the bracelet? World first? I kind of forgot that was a 5/7 actually. Oops. Probably shouldn't have swung with that. Alright, you're wrecked. I mean, I'm gonna... They don't get another turn after the bracelet. It's an extremely one-dimensional strategy to beat this deck, so I guess I'll just find it. That was such an annoying draw. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, no Bristly Bill. Do I play Bristly Bill anyways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Maybe it wasn't as annoying. I do miss a Bristly Bill trigger. But there's... What are they gonna... They can't do anything about this, right? Oh, it's the same exact... I think it's the same player with the same opener. I don't have my bird this time, though. Alright, Lumra, at least one land? Okay, you got at least one land. One, two, three, four. What could I possibly hit with this that matters? I can't think of anything. Well, all it has to do is cast colorless cards. It doesn't have to, like, quote-unquote, be good. So, let's see. Not 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It is not lethal if I activate Bristly Bill. So, we're going to just do the... It's one off. I'm just going to do this. The turtle? Sire is annoying, but easily dealt with. We're going to turtle. It gives me more stats. But it was one off. Maybe it was good enough to just put them at one. That seems a little weird, though. It's effectively almost the same regardless. But they exile two things, they go to 8, and then what? There definitely is enough mana rocks to play Ujin in Standard. There absolutely is enough mana rocks. This is colorless. Alright, wow, you're right. I have yet to have Scavenging Ooze do anything meaningful in the 2 games in which I've played it. One drop Commander on the play, of course. I don't really care if they cast this from my graveyard. Should I just block? Actually, I might just block it. Do I have a good 4? I don't really have a good 4. Ice still mills me. I don't want to get milled with Tiny Bones. Maybe I do just block it. Although they could just recast it, though. Oh, okay. That makes my life easy, I guess. So, Chocobo or mana? Well, I mean, I'm a green deck. As if I'm not going to play 2 lands a turn. This lets the O'Hare be a thing. And I do not care if they cast this thing out of my graveyard. My opponent can't help themselves. Yep. Do not care. That's interesting. Ice Till is more mana... I think I'd rather just play this because they can't get it, and it's a giant problem that basically has to be answered. No, we don't have Earthbender's Ascension. What? Okay. That did something, I guess. It's another annoying threat that's not my commander. I think I'll play this first. Maybe I do this. Yeah, alright. Because Tiny Bones is dead. Oh, sweet. Okay, Summon Bahamut made it to the graveyard. Not where I want it. Like, at all. But Lumra's a thing. And it's going to be a huge, huge thing here, too. That could be very difficult to stop. I don't want to mill this, but there's no way to draw it, right? Yeah, there's no way to draw it. Lerma's gonna get a lot of lands right now. Actually, I don't even know if I can play Lumra until the one of these dies. Yeah, I can't play Lumra now. I just lose the game. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, opponent. I would have milled. I would have decked out if I played Lumra. Ooh, good thing they killed it. Alright, that makes my life way easier. Good thing they killed it. I think they would not have killed it had they been paying more attention. But I did not have a way to play Lumra when that was dead. And I lost my shuffle. Of course I did. That's true. Yep, I can eat in it. It sacks the land? Sack the land, yeah, so I could get the land back at some point. So I guess I didn't lose my graveyard all the way. I guess I could have Badger Mold cubbed the Eden as well. Didn't really think of that. I mean, it's kind of cute. It's not that crazy. Okay. Sure. I had to really think about that. I think I want to cast Tifa. Especially with a Chocobo. I basically have to take the staff. I know I could just take something crazy, but like I really just want to excuse me, the cane. I just want to take the cane. Let's cast I think I'm just casting my commander again. And then I'll play the cane. I should play the cane. That way it doesn't get taken out of my hand. I mean, I got the Eden back, though. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter. I'll just cast it. Like, we can loop the Eden in the cane and not deck out here. No matter how you slice it. Alright, so Tiny Bones is no longer part of the equation. Does my opponent trade? Oh, I forgot to swing. I auto-yielded through my attack. Whoops. Alright, we missed 3 damage. We maybe missed 3 damage. Who knows? Tifa or the Chocobo have to be answered, or they are dead to Tifa. Actually, maybe Tifa has to be answered. I think the Chocobo is not part of the Tifa equation. I think Tifa kills them on its own. Lurma does such a good job at just being infinitely castable. This is a weird card, other than just being a mana rock. Maybe it's just a mana rock, that's totally reasonable. Yeah, it is. I just haven't done anything with the bottom part. They probably don't, honestly. Do I want to cast this? Wait, I don't have to. I can just do... Wait, let's leave the yielding on. They're tapped out, so they're just dead. I don't have to actually think about this. I don't want to draw that. Again, I need to leave that there. Shuffle. I think I'm okay with drawing this. Sure. Okay, I don't know why I'm taking my time on this. I just gotta click my cards. Loomer just kills him. Yep. They could have a 1-mana spell that kills Tifa. I don't know what that 1-mana spell in Standard is, but I suppose that is possible. But they're just dead to Tifa here, unless they have it. Alright, take 1,000. Could have made it 2,000. Okay, yeah. I don't know what 1-mana spell... He had exactly negative 1,000. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so Lumra in Standard with... Actually, you know what? I wasn't sure about this. Eden, but Eden is a really cool card here. Wasn't 100% sure. Might as well play it. It's colorless. It enters untapped. Your monocolor deck. It's fine, but with that, you feel a bit less bad about milling significant win conditions, especially how it doesn't exile itself and you can sack it to recur it. So I actually really like this card here. I'm upset I didn't find it on my own, but it is what it is. I like this card a lot. It means you don't have to play a bunch of these. In fact, you really probably don't actually have to play the first one, but I did like the first one. It almost came up two or three times that one of these might have actually been super impactful. So that is nice to have. What you expect to play against in Standard, you're fairly resilient against, right? Like Ouroborid is if they're not a removal based deck, this is crazy. But if they can kill it, then it's like completely awful because it almost does nothing when you cast it and get a counter on maybe a mana dork or something. But if you untap with it and it goes again, it's going to just win in a matchup where your opponent doesn't have removal spells. So like another green style deck or whatever. Or if you've survived that long in an aggro matchup, I guess. But, so yeah, I do like this. Scavenging Ooze didn't do anything. There were a couple games where I had it, and exiling things from my graveyard or my opponent's graveyard so they can't utilize either my creatures or their own graveyard. This just wasn't it. Maybe Ghost Vacuum is slightly better. It's just much more annoying to deal with Ghost Vacuum. This exiles things way faster. You're not really trying to exile your own stuff. As greedy and slow as it is to try to mill things and get to those things later with like a Cane or an Eden or something. So it's probably more reasonable to eat things. I guess it depends on the matchup. If it's an aggro deck, you just eat whatever because you're never going to get to cast a milled over summon Bahamut at this, in that game or something. But I just wasn't impressed with the Scavenging Ooze. I feel like Graveyard Hate is something that's only good against certain decks. The other day, at least, there were a lot of graveyard decks. Today, not really. There was like one Yuna player that had a graveyard that mattered, and I actually had a Scavenging Ooze. But then suddenly, my opponent pivoted into mono green ramp, didn't cast any enchantments, and just killed me with giant green stuff, kind of like what I was trying to do. So that it just did literally nothing. They didn't even cast Yuna a single time. So like in a graveyard deck, it just didn't do anything, which is one of the downsides, right? You have to play against a deck that cares about its graveyard, and then you have to draw your graveyard card, and then it also has to actually matter that you did that. Rest in Peace doesn't suddenly beat graveyard-based strategies, even when you actually have it in the game where it might actually matter. Like, Lumra doesn't lose when you cast Rest in Peace. It can still just win the game. You kind of lose your Lumra, but you still have the rest of your deck doing things. So, without Ice Till Explorer, it's not super likely you'll ever deck out, it feels. Just like Lumra spamming, let's say. But with Ice Till, you have a pretty solid chance of maybe decking out pretty quickly. And then this becomes more reasonable. But that only happened once, and my opponent dealt with the Ice Till for me. So it just didn't end up actually happening. But yeah, this This is here because it's just greedy and just like this cute little thing that sometimes matters. It feels good. I mean, you can shuffle back in like a summon Bahamut that was killed and at some point maybe draw it again, assuming Lumra doesn't mill it again, at least. You can recur this over and over with Ice Till and Lumra if it dies. And what else was another one? Tortoise? Blooming Tortoise could get it as well. Like, this is kind of... Oh, and, what is it? Aftermath Analyst. So there's, like, ways. You could even Earthbend it, so when you sack it, it comes back immediately. So, I don't know. Eden opens up some interesting options that I just did not have on my radar to begin with. What else? The Vestige didn't feel too exciting, but I only actually cast this a single time. This gives you redundancy against board wipes, which I like. This is kind of like Ouroborate at 6 mana. If it's left alone, it's just going to win. But it does cost 6, and it's a little difficult to justify casting this instead of your commander when you get to 6 mana the first time, so it's not really your first 6 drop. But that works out because you kind of only want to play it when you can play a land immediately. At least I feel like that's the case. Sometimes maybe you could play it before you cast something like Lumra, and then suddenly you win super heavy with a ton of stats, but that kind of matchup was probably going to be decided by a giant Lumra anyways, and then, you know, don't take a turn off just to play this goofy 6/6 there. But the Primal Bounty did nothing. I took that out. It did really nothing at all. What else? So yeah, other than... I don't actually even like Scavenging. I'm going to take that out. Tifa was lethal, I think, once. There's plenty of games where if you play this and you're doing the rest of what you're trying to do, this will have to be dealt with. But I never had that happen, which is unfortunate. There was a lot of Roxanne players. A lot of Roxanne players. It's definitely one of the better commanders in Standard right now. Doesn't care about Tifa at all, ever. I'm not going to play protection spells, so... Just didn't really get that to work. Bristly Bill was a solid way to blitz down Ujin decks. That was cool. Actually, I blitz mulliganed for it, so I could blitz down my opponent's Ujin deck. Other than this, or like fast stats, Loomer doesn't seem super reliable against Ujin, but I did beat Ujin every time I saw it, which is surprising. I mean, it's not the same as it is in Historic, but it still has enough that it can get Ujin into play and exile everything except summon Bahamut. So it can still just, like, completely ignore you. Sire actually is colorless too. I suppose this is technically colorless as well, but summon Bahamut's the big one. Also this, you could, like... Ujin doesn't really care if you steal its turn, though. Yeah, it really doesn't. Really just doesn't. But yeah, I like this strategy. It's cool. It's very straightforward. You're just trying to do the same thing pretty much every game. There's a lot of redundancy, which is always nice. Or, like, effectively 3 copies of the same card kind of redundancy, I mean. It has these, like, must-answer threats that will win on their own if left alone, which is nice. I really like Skullspore Nexus. I don't feel like I have to ever give this trample. Just don't think that feels like that necessary. I could actually just add another land. Though I felt like the land count was fine. But I think another land is reasonable. We don't have exploration or anything. So, I don't know. I really don't know. But it was fine. So, yeah, let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or, well, tomorrow's when the set comes out. I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow, but... the set comes out and new cards, so... See you then. Get out of here.